Hello, hello, Mama. I didn't realize I wasn't playing the music or myself. Let's get it to me. Yay! Hello! How's it going? How's it going? I'm going to turn down the music just a little bit. But welcome, Mother. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to turn it down again. There we go. It's breaking.
Thanks.
It's breaking my brain to think about it. So, as you can hear, well, I hope you can hear, we have the text to chat thing working. So, it should be. You should be able to hear it. If you can't, let me know. But yeah, unfortunately, that's even though it's mostly robot. That's the best voice we got. It's the only
Yes, I
female
heard.
one.
Weird.
Yeah. Here, if you want, I can try the other voices because, in my opinion, they sound a little bit more human. So that voice name, the female one, is Zarya. We have a voice named David. So now, if you type something, it should sound. This is David speaking. And so that we can mess around with that tonight and just pick whichever voice we want. That can be the first thing we
Okay,
do.
how does this sound?
So that's David. I think that's kind of like the default version. They have another male voice, which is Mark. So I just changed it to Mark.
No.
No. Okay, we're not feeling David. Type a little bit more than just one word to see how Mark sounds. If I remember correctly, when I was kind of messing with this last night, I felt like Mark and David were very similar, where Mark just kind of sounded a little bit
Okay,
younger.
how does Mark sound?
Yeah, he's a little bit younger. He has a little bit higher pitch voice, but all three of them are pretty robot-y. So if we don't like any of them, I'll leave it. I put it back to Zarya, the only somewhat female-sounding voice. So that should help you, Mama. So, but yeah. So that's kind of cool. We got that working. We got so now when you chat with me, that's what it will sound like. Do you have a preference? Do you like either the male voices, or do you want me to stick with the female voice? Or do you? I think, yeah, I don't think there's an option to like have it randomized or anything. But yeah, just a reminder though, make sure you type everything properly, because if you mistype something, it will say it out loud.
I want to count the seconds on the delay. The female voice, please.
Okay, yeah, that will be interesting because there is a slight delay from me streaming to you. That's probably about a second or two. And then the program I'm running to make this work is, from my testing, kind of messing around with it last night, anywhere from about 1 to 2 seconds more delay to up to like 5 seconds. Sometimes it was real slow and I wasn't exactly sure why. So, but yeah, I would imagine about 5 to 10 seconds delay total. So, but I think this will work. So, as I mentioned last night.
Testing.
Testing. Good. Yeah, just type whatever the delay is out of interest, but yeah, while you're messing around with that, I'll start.
I counted to 13.
Yeah, so it's gonna be slow. But I also get to see your chat here, though. It pops up for me. The program I'm using, it pops up for me at the same time that it reads it out. So in theory, I could have YouTube chat up as well.
That's okay.
And it would be a little bit quicker, but now this is a good idea for you. So when I react to whatever you say, you kind of understand, like it won't be quite as weird or as jarring. Hopefully, it will be more like, oh, that's when he heard it, and that's what he's responding to. And it will also help me. So if you do type something and I don't see it for 20, 30 seconds, this way I can't
So
not see
you
it.
don't see it till you hear it. Is that right?
Yes, that is right. In theory, I could set it up where I'd be able to see it a few seconds before I hear it, but then I'd have to have more windows open. Right now I have, as you can see, the one window open. That's the one that I'm displaying to you and showing. But then on my other monitor, I have like 2 or 3 different things on there, and it's already kind of crowded, so I don't need more.
Okay, good to know.
Perfect. So I think we got the voice thing figured out. Unless you want to keep testing stuff, I'm going to start talking about the video game. So unlike other nights where I've given you options, I've been finding that 3 games is the sweet number. Tonight I'm going to play one game. I'm glad you're good, Mama. And this is Witcher 3, The Wild Hunt. As you can see, just on the computer, I've put 274 hours. We'll probably break 275 tonight. And on top of that, before I had my fancy computer, I used to play this game on the console hooked up to my TV, so that probably has another 100 or so hours on that, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. So I put a lot of time into this game. I really, really love it, and I think it'll be a really fun game to show off to you. A few kind of unique, interesting things. A few of them I mentioned to you earlier, how this is going to be a little bit more of a cinematic game. This game does have a story, it does have characters, it's just like a TV show in that regard, or movie or something like that.
Great, I'm glad you love it.
Thank you, Mom. I'm glad I love it too. But yeah, so it has a lot of people and a lot of things, and we'll meet some of those tonight. The vast majority of them we will not have an opportunity to meet because obviously you have to play it for many hours to meet everyone. But we'll be able to just kind of get a gist of it, and so you'll be able to see like what cutscenes are and how video game stories are told and how you can play a game but also it has a story at the same time and stuff like that. Another cool thing that I noticed, and I didn't realize this until I was setting this up right now, is that I play this game on a controller. So all the other games I've played for you have been mouse and keyboard. And so this is the first one where I'll be doing a little bit of this tonight. So it won't change much for you visually, but it's just I don't know. It's just an interesting factoid. So without further delay, Benny, stop scratching my bed. That was him hopping up.
Oh, cool.
On a totally separate note that is not streaming, video gaming, or anything else related, Arlie texted me right before I went live, and she asked if I had any extras of those little scratch pads for the bowls, because she has one and it's starting to get bad, and I do have a few extras. So either later tonight if I go grocery shopping and are nearby, I'll probably drop one off, or if I forget it, next time you're over, I'm going to give her one of my extras so she can replace that. And so her kitties can scratch it all up and lay in there, just like Benny does. So without further ado, we'll let Benny get all comfy. He's staring at the new curtain door, and I don't see...
Did you tell her yes?
Of course I did, yes. I told her basically what I just told you, which was I'll get it to her next time I'm around, or you come by me and I'll give it to you to bring over. So she's aware. So, but yeah, so without further ado, I'd like to get into this game. So we're going to stop the pleasant music. That's just the background music. And get into the game. I gave you kind of the more in-depth version of the story earlier, but kind of the elevator pitch, the 45 seconds detailed about this game, is that this is The Witcher 3, The Wild Hunt. That's the subtitle. This is the third game in a series that was based on a book series, and so I believe there's 7 books in total. Those 7 books happened. And then the video game stories pick up about 5 years after the books. And so there was a Witcher 1 game, there was a Witcher 2 game, and this is the third game in the series. I have never played Witcher 1, and I've only played about 20 minutes of Witcher 2. So you don't need to know anything about those games or have played those games to know about this game. To further emphasize that, I believe the sales numbers for like Witcher 1 and Witcher 2 is that each of them sold maybe about 1 million, 2 million copies, a respectable amount. But Witcher 3, this game, I believe last time I checked had sold like 14, 15 million. Out of curiosity, why don't we just Google that? How many copies of Witcher 3 sold? 40 million, so I'm not even close. So this is an extremely popular game. It's still selling very, very well. And yeah, so you don't need to play the previous games. As you can probably tell, most people who've played this game have not played the previous
yes, that's a lot.
the previous 2 games. It is a significantly more than I even thought. So, but yeah, so in the game you play as this character right here. His name is Geralt. He is a witcher. And witchers in this world, this is a world of monsters and creatures and magic and dangerous stuff for the average human. And so there's these superhumans that were created by humans using magic and science called witchers, and their jobs are basically go around to keep humans safe, and they do it for coin. We are capitalists at our finest. And so yeah, we are going to play that game, and there's a lot I could say as since I know a lot about this game and have played many hours, but without rambling more, I'll just start the game instead. I forget, I think there's a little pop-up window. Yeah, it's gonna ask me how I want to play it. I think this is all set properly. Yep. So we're just gonna hit play. Got my controller ready to go, and this should boot up shortly. Ooh, yeah! Alright, I'm gonna turn down a little bit.
I'm looking forward to just watching you play.
Yeah, no, I'll explain some stuff, but let me just turn this down a little bit. Let's go down to 60. You have your headphones in, I believe, so I'm going to leave it on headphones. I got my headphones on as well. Is that really 60%? Let's go down to 50. Let me know if this is too loud, too quiet.
Yes.
It's still, yeah, I can tell. I have a little audio thing on the side here, and I can tell it's blasting all our ears, so I'm going to turn it down a little bit more. Yeah, let me know if it's too loud, too quiet, anything like that. There'll be people talking shortly, so you'll get an idea of what it's too loud, too quiet. So at any point, feel free to just stop me and say, hey, too quiet, too loud, whatever, and we'll get that fixed. But for right now, I'm going to put it, let's do 37. That's a number I don't think a lot of people think about. So let's do 37, just for the fun of it. Other than that, I messed with all the other settings, so everything's already ready to go. And so we're going to do a new game. So the first thing it asks you is, how do you want to play? You can play a brand new game. There's like these...
Okay, I can also turn my volume down.
You can.
37.
37. We'll go with 37. But I want to make sure that you can easily hear the game, hear me, and stuff like that. So it's more on me to get the mix right, to make sure the general volumes. Because when you turn volume, it just turns everything down. Where when I change stuff, I can tweak, oh, the game's going to be louder, but keep my voice the same, or make my voice louder, and stuff like that. So that's why I'm taking the onus,
I get
Mama.
it now.
Exactly, so. But clearly you can still hear me since you're responding. So this is just how we want to play. We're going to do a fresh start. We're going to we're just doing brand new. This is the difficulty settings. So some video games allow you to choose how difficult you want it. Some of them make it real simple, where it's just easy, medium, hard, and then maybe they'll have like extra hard or extra easy. But this game gets a little creative, so they have the easiest mode, which is called Just the Story. And so they say if you want to enjoy a smooth ride while walking through the world. If you just want to experience the game, you don't want to deal with some of the harder bits or whatnot. So this is, if you or someone new to games were playing, this is the mode I would suggest to them. Story and Sword. This is you are happy to be challenged. This is kind of like the medium. I think this is what I played my very first time playing. Next we have Blood and Broken Bones. This is your seasoned, demanding gamer. So this is, actually this might have been where I started, just out of spite. This is going to be a little bit harder. You're likely going to struggle a little bit more, maybe die a few times and fail if you haven't played before. And then the hardest mode is Death March, which it says you're truly insane and loving it. This is the difficulty I have been playing on my most recent playthrough, because at this point I really know this game in and out, and I really enjoy challenging myself at this point. But for the sake of tonight, since I'm going to be talking to you and trying to explain things and stuff like that, I'm going to play Story and Sword. So it's going to be a little challenging, but at the same time I should be able to explain things and talk to you still pretty easily. So that's what we're going to go with. Showing tutorials. I already know how to play the game, so I'm just going to turn those off. They'd just be distracting to you, so no need for that. Simulate Witcher 2 save. You don't need to worry about that either. We're going to leave that off as well. And here we go. This is a loading screen right here. Oh. Kira Morin. Witcher Keep, Banks of the Gwelnich. Just in case you're curious, I'm doing nothing right now. This is a cutscene or a video. Oh, dang it. I didn't want that to happen. I wanted to do that and get rid of myself.
You know I don't find that amusing.
It wasn't meant to amuse, but to prompt you to hurry. It's midday already.
Hey, I just want to ask you, because it kind of looks like... so there's this thing when you're streaming games, where if whatever you're streaming sometimes can look kind of choppy, where it's not... where you're only getting so many frames, and it kind of looks like that's what's happening. Can you tell me if the video is looking fine, if it's looking goofy, if it's looking alright? Can you confirm or deny, Mother? If it's looking good, then we'll just keep going, but from my end, it looks like it might not be streaming properly. It looks like some weird stuff's going on. This might help, so I'm gonna try doing that and see if that would help. But let me know what you think.
Video looks okay to me, unless my standards are lower than yours for streaming.
Okay, just to be safe, I'm gonna restart all this, just so you can watch the whole thing from the get-go. We'll just skip all this. So, I'm gonna mute the game for just a moment. As I mentioned, or I was mentioning while the video is going on, let's get me back on the screen. As I mentioned, the first thing that's going to do is it's going to show us a cutscene. And this is a part where I don't control. It's the most similar to a movie or a TV show. It's gonna and whatnot. I might say a few things here or there just to kind of help make sure you understand what's going on, because some characters are magic and some stuff like that. But for the most part, in those situations, I'll be turning off my camera and I'll be shutting up so you can just watch and enjoy and try and understand the story as best as possible. So that is the one thing I forgot to mention. So here we go again from the top. I'll turn off my camera and we'll be ready to go. Bye-bye. Kira Morin, Witcher Keep, Banks of the Glenwich.
I don't find that amusing.
It wasn't meant to amuse, but to prod you to hurry. It's midday already. You promised Ciri you'd train with her. Go before Vesemir bores her to death with those etchings.
So, later then.
See you later.
Alright, so I am now in control. I'm gonna turn on my camera, which requires me to pause the game, unfortunately. And it also stops the music because I have to click out of the game. And now I'm back. Why isn't the music back? Oh, here we go. Alright, I am back. So that was the opening scene. I am Geralt. I'm this guy. And that over there was Yennefer, who we can talk to. Let's go talk to her.
See, I thought Ciri could stand to wait a little longer.
This is my
It's
lover, if you haven't
unexpected,
guessed.
Not to mention unreasonable.
Ooh. So these are some, I have some options of what I could say to her. I could tell her I want to stay in with you a little longer. I can tell her, let's be unreasonable. Some saucy answers. Or I could be boring and just say, you're right, I should go see Ciri. Since I'm playing this to my mother, I will be not saucy, and I will just say she is correct and I should go see Ciri.
Yeah, better go see Ciri.
Go and train with her. Then come
Ha 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 ha
give
ha
me a
ha.
chance to put my face on.
Of all the women I've known, you're the only one who does that before.
You've known many.
What's it matter? Only ever thought of you.
So yes, I am a witcher and she is a sorceress, and so that's why she was able to make that little creature appear in my hot tub when I was in my hot tub, and how she was magically able to make her clothes appear. So right now, what I'm supposed to do is I'm supposed to go find Ciri, who is not biologically, but essentially my daughter, and she is in training. So the game tells you to use your Witcher senses, and what that means is when I press a button, I get to see certain things highlighted in strange colors. Red things are things that are kind of important that I should look at, while yellow are just things that I can interact with. So, for example, this face is red, so if I walk up to it and examine it...
You're running out of juice.
I know. You might bring me some more once you're done training.
So, some cases it's really important stuff, other times it's like that, where it's just a little more flavorful conversation, gives you information about the world, causes people to talk to you. So, what's this one over here?
Nothing but silver.
Gold clashes with my complexion. You should know that.
Looking at some of Yennefer's jewelry. So, what I'm supposed to find, if you looked at a bunch of different stuff, is eventually I'd go over here and I'd notice this kind of shining blue key. So if I pick up this key, I pick up the key and now I can open these doors. See, the doors are unlocked. So now, with the doors unlocked, I can go downstairs. So down here, I should find Ciri, and she is training with Vesemir. And this is another cutscene. So before we go any farther, you know what? I don't like that my face is on the screen whenever these cutscenes happen, but I have to pause every time. So, I think for tonight, if it's alright with you, I'm going to turn off my webcam so you will not be able to see me, and instead it will only see the game. I think for the purposes of a game like this, where there is a lot of story and seeing everything is kind of important, I think that's how we should do it, and that's how I'm going to do it. I know I phrased it as a question that I'm asking you, Mother, but I'm not actually asking. I'm just going to do it. So, goodbye. I may say hello later tonight.
Okay, that's fine.
When we're done playing the game. But until then, you will not see me again. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Alright. So now we're just going to stay in game mode. You'll still be able to hear me. But to remind you what's happening is I just walked down the stairs and I'm looking for Ciri, my daughter. And she is training with Vesemir, who we do not know either of those people yet. But we will soon.
Old Witcher's fast asleep. Ciri's disappeared somewhere, of course.
Big castle.
Guess she prefers practice to theory.
What?
Time to wake up, Master. These lessons so boring they put you to sleep too?
Damn it. After taking notes on ghouls and owl ghouls, wanted to rest my eyes a bit.
Making her slog through that brick? No wonder she took off.
John of Bruges lacks flair, true, but he's reliable. Not like the hogwash they print nowadays. She's tackling the pendulums, right? How many times do I have to tell her? Don't train alone. It only embeds your errors. Bring our young damsel to the lower courtyard. She wants to practice, she'll get to practice.
My I can either tell Vesemir
Can you make the subtitles bigger by any chance?
Let me see. I have to make a choice first. Do I want to say don't get mad at her, or that we spoiled her? Personally, I adore Ciri. She's my daughter, so of course I'm going to say don't get mad at her.
Don't get mad at her.
Why the hell not? The whippersnapper refuses to do as she's told.
You like that about her.
Doesn't seem like I can stop the game to change
I'm partly to
subtitle
blame.
size until we're
This has
after
to
this.
end.
So,
Now.
1 second, sorry.
Killing monsters is not something to be taken lightly. Ciri must understand that if she's to become one of us. I'll see you below.
I can also make the music quieter if it's easier to hear stuff. But again, I have to wait until all this is done, unfortunately.
Wrong. Now I see why you were so eager to practice. Strike.
Okay, yes please.
You're not in this circus. Pirouette. Wrong. Footwork. Enough. Get down.
With a flip?
What do you think? All right. Take off the blindfold.
She's that
You've got
good.
work to do. Your reflexes are still slow.
Maybe for a witcher.
Think drowners or striggers will go easy on you because you haven't undergone the mutations? Though in your shoes, I'd fear Vesemir more than any strigger. Disobeying his instructions? Unwise.
Well, yes, but that book was horribly dull.
I know. And you know that's no excuse.
I'm sorry. It won't happen again.
I'm gonna be a tough dad. Apologies not enough. You gotta be better.
Sorry's not good enough. You're gonna read Ghouls and Al-Ghouls in its entirety, appendices included.
No, please. I'd rather clean the stables.
End of discussion. Come on, we'll practice with the others down below.
Shall we run the walls?
So this is another, like if you didn't know how to play the game, you'd say, yes, please begin the tutorial. And normally I'd skip this, but in this case I might actually say okay, because I think it will give me a chance to change all the settings. So I was going to choose skip, but since I have some stuff to change, I will choose, of course.
Of course. Is a Witcher school or an elven bathhouse?
This will teach us how to move around and
Maybe
do
if
all
you
that.
fall.
But before we get to that, how do I do this? Here we go. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to, cool thing about video games is that you can change the volume of individual things. So I can make the music quieter while leaving the voices the same volume. So let's just make music 50. So music quieter, and then let's see where subtitles may be. You don't have to pay attention to any of this. I'm just gonna fly through this to try and see where stuff is. But this is all the different things you can change in a video game. You can get very granular with how you want stuff and where you want stuff to be. Language? And it looks like, unfortunately, there's only subtitles on or off. So I'm sorry, it's going to be like one of those shows where it's really, really small. But hopefully with the music, I'll make sure the music and the
captions might be what they call them.
I found the settings. It's just subtitles on or off. There isn't. Some games have sizes you can change them, while others don't, and it looks like this one does not, unfortunately. But I will. Where was it? Audio. I'm gonna turn everything but the voices down. So now the voices should be really, really loud, where the music and everything else should be quieter. And since we're doing that, let's just turn everything up to 46. That's a good number too. We went from odd to even. There we go. So again, music, anything's hard to hear, let me know. But unfortunately, the subtitles are the subtitles. So, and away we go.
That's fine. I can also go to full screen so the subtitles along with everything else is bigger. But then I can't type in chat.
That is the downside. It's up to you
What did I
which
tell
you'd
you
like
about
to
breathing?
do.
Through your mouth, in rhythm with your steps. Siri, cut it out.
She's a little bit of a smart aleck. Maybe that's why I find her endearing. But yeah, this is just teaching you how to move and get around the world. I already know all this, so I don't typically need to do this, but this would just teach you how to.
I win.
I forgot we were racing also.
I'll show you yet. I just need to grow a bit.
There she is. But I beat her. So now we're just going down the courtyard to meet up with the other Witchers at this castle.
Oh no. Vesemir's got that look.
What did you expect?
Another cutscene.
Anything to say for yourself, young lady?
I'm very sorry, Uncle Vesemir.
Young blood craves action, I understand that. But when you fight a beast, knowledge counts as much as your silver sword. At the very least, you ought to be able to tell a ghoul from an owl ghoul.
By markings, like unto the Panthera tigris that in Zerrikania dwells, and by the sickly paleness of its visage.
So you did read the chapter. Still, you should have asked if...
But you were asleep, Uncle Vesemir.
Ooh, she got him! She got him there! So I will absolutely let her weasel out this and instead go with could have said you did the exercise while Vesemir was asleep.
So you did the reading. Why not admit it right off?
Never pounce on an advantage as soon as it appears. Wait till it stands to have maximum effect. Uncle Vesemir's words.
Well, you're a quick study. Quick, but mischievous. Fine, we've talked enough. Geralt, you're with me, Lambert with Eskel, Ciri with the dummy.
Again?
Stop groaning and grab a sword. What do you think? Should we start by reviewing the fundamentals or go right to free training?
This tutorial I will skip. Because I don't need to change anything and I already know what I'm doing.
Let's skip straight to free training. No point going over the basics again.
Whoa! You really showed him, kid.
Ciri, get down here.
A little she-devil. Soon as she's back, we'll set her to polishing all the swords at Kaer Morhen.
Find that helmet? Ciri?
I'll make sure to find every last blade for you. What the?
Vesemir.
Yes, and you, White Wolf.
No!
Well, that's startling. I think you can hear the car alarm through my mic. Just a nightmare.
You all right?
Had a nightmare.
About?
Take forever to explain.
Dawn's some way off. We've got time.
So I'm gonna let him explain this because it gives you a little bit more context of what just happened. So we're gonna choose the options that gets him to keep talking more about it. So
Started in the guest room at Kaer Morhen. I was relaxing in the tub, and next to me,
Triss?
Yennefer. Funny, isn't it? She's never been there. Seemed so real in my dream, though.
Was she nagging you about something? True to life, indeed. We'll find her.
I know we will. That's not what worries me. You've seen her tracks. She's at full gallop all the time. Breakneck speed through wild lands, devastated battlefields. She's in a hurry to get somewhere. Or fleeing something. Either way, it means trouble of some sort.
Be surprised if she wasn't in trouble. She's always poked her nose in beehives. Courtly intrigues here, mages' conspiracies there. What do you expect?
Don't know. Guess I thought once we were finally reunited, things would be calm. At least for a while.
Calm? With Yennefer? Good luck.
In the dream, I went and found Ciri. Then we trained.
Those were the days. Little she-devil. I've trained kids who were faster, stronger, but none had her character. Didn't end well, did it? Your dream?
No. The Wild Hunt appeared, attacked Ciri. I couldn't move, stood there like a stump.
It was just a dream.
That's the problem. It was more. In the past, when Ciri'd appear in my dreams, something was wrong. She was in danger.
We taught her how to defend herself from anything, wraiths included.
time to go. Hit the
Be
road,
dawning soon.
Jack.
Time to go.
Wait. Show me the letter from Yennefer. Might have overlooked some hint in there.
Didn't overlook anything. We were meant to meet in Willoughby. That's what she wrote. Meanwhile, one army or another burned the village to the ground. All we can do is follow her trail, so...
Stop talking for a minute and give me the letter. Oh, how about that? It does smell of lilac and gooseberries.
You were gonna read it, not sniff it.
We must meet. Soon. Willoughby near Vizima. Nothing else to guide us there. What's this postscript? I still have the unicorn?
A unicorn?
Stuffed unicorn. Used it once or twice. In certain... situations.
The things young folk get up to these days.
Back on topic. How's it look? How far behind Yennefer are we?
2 or 3 days. Trail's fresh. But it looks like it leads towards the main road. Could be muddled there. Wait, hear that?
I hear it. I smell it. Ghouls.
So we're getting attacked. And now I have to fight back with my sword. So this is me controlling the game again. I'm fighting with my sword. I tell the game when to swing the sword and when to move away from the monsters. We're surrounded on all sides. Luckily, I'm amazing at this game. If any of the audio, volume, mixing, anything like that is still off, just feel free to let me know, even though I'm pretty sure you full screened it and thus are not chatting as often.
Let's go.
If everything's fine, don't say nothing.
Ever tell you about
I'll
this
assume
sorcerer
it's
I
good.
knew? Couldn't stop talking about how useful they are as creatures.
Because you can brew potions from their blood?
No, because by eating rotting corpses, they prevent epidemics.
Did he know they eat the living as well?
No. Really upset him, too. His theory collapsed.
So we beat the monsters, and now we're heading into town. And again, I'm controlling this horse ride.
War's not exactly going our way.
We have a side.
The Northern Realms.
Radovid's realms, don't you mean?
Grotesque.
Temeria and Edirn are no more.
Ooh.
Radovid's pledged to restore the old borders
War-torn land,
as soon as he wins
unfortunately.
the war.
Believe that?
Gotta believe something. It's what keeps us going.
Alright, let's go fast. Another cutscene.
Help me! Help!
Has it gone?
Yeah. Come out.
Gods, that was close. I was sure I'd end up like my mare.
Provided you got lucky.
Your horse died quickly, but griffins like to toy with their prey. Eat it, alive, piece by piece.
Oh.
Excuse me.
You'd like a reward, I suppose.
So this is one of the things I really like about this game, is that at different points it gives you a choice to do one of two things. In this case, we can either A, ask for a reward and say, hey, yeah, we saved you, pay us. Or we can say, hey, nah, don't worry about it, you don't owe us a thing. And some other games give you options like that as well. But the really cool thing about this game is that these options actually have effects. For example, if we don't take the coin, maybe we might meet this guy later in the game and he became a really successful merchant because he had more money. Or if we do take the coins, maybe we find his body in a ditch somewhere and he didn't have money to pay someone and so he got offed or something. Not all choices have big butterfly effects, but most do, and so that's kind of a unique, really special thing about this game. Not only that there are so many choices, but that most of them have effects that can make the game totally different the next time you play it. So since again I'm playing this for my mother and I'm thinking about my mother, she's a very kind woman and she would tell this man he owes us nothing, so I will also say
you don't owe us anything. You were in need. We helped.
And they call witches heartless. Say they won't lift a finger without pay.
They also say mice are born of rotting straw. Back to the trail.
Like I said, leads to the main road and ends there, muddled.
You seek someone?
Yeah, maybe since we didn't take his money, he'll actually help us. Let's see if he knows the woman we're searching for.
Yes, a woman. Medium height, long black hair. Seen anyone like that?
No. But
Well, thanks a lot, buddy.
there's an inn here in White Orchard. Sole one around. Gets its share of travelers. Perhaps you'll learn something there. Besides, the innkeep's my cousin. Tell her Bram sent you. She'll treat you like family.
Not a bad idea. Especially since that wound needs cleaning.
Ah, beast barely grazed me. But sure, could use a good rye. Nice and cool, you know, straight from a cellar.
Let's go.
Speaking of rye, I checked on my whiskey the other night, and it's looking nice and brown. It's been about a week and a bit. I put it in on the 31st.
Go.
So, still got a little bit more time
So,
to...
a griffin this close to the village.
Back to the game.
Strange.
My thoughts exactly. In a forest to the mountains, sure, but here, near the main road.
Maybe it's the war. Corpses everywhere, the stench of blood, burnt flesh.
Oh,
Drives monsters crazy
this right here
sometimes.
is the
Men,
end.
too. We need to watch ourselves in White Orchard. And we should leave it.
So he's saying that we should leave as soon as we find Yennefer. Let's see if we can find Yennefer at this inn.
What?
Take that down before there's trouble. That is a coat of arms, the Temerian lilies. They've a right to hang there.
This ain't Temeria no more, old man. It's Nilfgaard now.
My arse it is.
What? Witches?
We're a rare sight in these lands.
I'll not drink with Weaver-lost freaks.
Unwanted sights.
Beg your pardon for those thugs.
No need. We're used to it.
Folk are jumpy round here. Armies just passed through. Now a griffin's prowling about.
Mm-hmm. Already had the pleasure. Ran into your kinsman, Bram.
Bram? How is he?
Alive. Sends his regards.
Master Witches. Food and drink on the house.
Woohoo!
What can I get you?
So, she just gave us some chicken legs. So we have more options here. This option, you see a little coin purse next to it. That lets us buy stuff. So at certain stores and inns, you can buy things. For the purposes of what we're going to do, I'm not going to bother showing you that, but the yellow highlighted option is like the mandatory, the story-based option, but you have these optional choices down here. So I'll ask her some of the optional options. Just so you're aware, and don't think I've forgotten, we're right around the part where I thought we'd end it. Basically, we're going to be in this inn for another like 5, 10, 15 minutes or so. And then once we leave the inn, that's when I think it would be a good time to just kind of wrap it up and whatnot. So, but before then, let's ask about this contract on a griffin.
There a contract on that griffin?
Nay, not at the moment. Used to be. Soon as a beast had built a nest nearby, the alderman would start a collection, or go to the lord for help. Now the aldermen don't use the privy without asking the Black One's permission first. And seems they hanged the lord. So no contract.
Shame. We might have done something, but not for free.
Well, there you go. Not gonna bother with that. See how busy this place is.
Pretty busy place you got.
Nations on the move. Some search for kin, others just want to get out of the way of the armies. They all need food, drink, and a night's rest in warmth.
So, war's been good for your trade?
Aye, so far. But it'd be best to know peace again. Times like these, you never know what tomorrow will bring.
Very good point. So, now let's get to the matter at hand. Where is Yennefer?
Looking for a woman. Raven-haired, violet eyes, dresses in black and white. Riding in from Willoughby. And, strange as it sounds, lilac and gooseberries might have smelled that.
I've not seen nor smelt such a lady. Believe I'd remember.
Yeah, especially hard to forget this one.
Plenty of travellers about, though. Folk from all over. Might be worth your while to ask after her.
All right. Well, thank you for your time.
Thanks for everything.
Let's go find ourselves a seat.
Help you bandage that up?
Please. I'm not decrepit yet.
Then I'll ask about Yennefer.
Mm-hmm. Just remember, we'd rather not draw any attention.
Here, Black One's been out measuring the fields.
Let him measure. Better that than burning the harvest.
Oh, Drommel, you're dumber than a headless cockerel. Why are they marking out
them
lines,
see if these guys know where Yennefer is.
I'm looking for someone.
And we seek some peace and quiet.
Out of my face, freak. For your breath sours my beer.
Wow, that was rude. So I have three options here. I can either just say, hey, I just want to talk. Let's be all friendly. The second option here, with the upside down triangle on it, is as part of my Witcher abilities, I can kind of mind control people and make them do what I want them to. And so that's an option sometimes throughout the game. And then third option is just, you're a waste of words, and I just walk away and just give up. So I do want them to tell me more, but again, I know my mother would not appreciate if I mind-controlled people, so we'll just see if I can convince them to talk to a freak witcher like me.
Just want to talk.
You deaf, Stray? No one here will talk to you.
If it's company you seek, stick that mangy snout of yours in a trough with the pigs.
Show that shit-eater, Micah.
Well, that was some pleasant people. Again, it gives me the option to mind control them, but again, my mother would not do that, so let's just threaten them lightly. That's much better.
Running low on patience. Once it's gone, your heads will roll.
We was jesting, no call for anger.
See a raven-haired woman here, dressed in black and white?
We know nothing, sir. Leave us be.
After all that, they don't know Jack? Well, thanks a lot, guys. That was worthless. Alright, let's go over to some other people. Look, a cat.
Once more, there are 4 factions.
4 what?
Let's see what these people got.
Teams. What a waste of time. The Earth shall revolve around the sun before you comprehend these rules.
Got a minute?
Why not? Aldert Geert, Assistant Professor in Contemporary History at Oxenfurt Academy.
Geralt of Rivia, Witcher with tenure. I'm looking for a woman. Long hair, dressed in black and white. Seen anyone like that?
Of course not. Unlike the populace, I know the Horsewoman of War is pure poppycock.
Horsewoman of War?
Horsewoman of War? What's that about?
Folks say an omen. A beautiful phantom rides the fields at night, looks as you described her. Armies follow her, and all who cross her path meet with misfortune.
I can vouch for the last bit. Know where they saw her?
No, facts interest me, not fairy tales.
Okay, well, let's, we can ask more things about him, but in the interest of time, and since I don't really care that much about him, he doesn't know anything about Yennefer, so let's just get out of here.
Gotta go. So long.
A moment, Witcher. You strike me as a man of the world. Are you familiar with Gwent?
No, and I don't have time to learn.
But the rules are quite simple. Come, let's play.
So this is a card game that's in this game. Its name is Gwent, and it's a card game they invented just for this game. And it's actually legitimately one of my favorite reasons and one of the things I love about this game. And you can buy cards from other people. It's very similar to Magic the Gathering in our real world, which is that card game that I bought some decks for. So just for the fun of it, real quick, I'll play a game. As he says, the rules are kind of simple, and I think you'll understand the broad strokes, even though you might not understand every little bit. But
why not?
Splendid. Here's how it's done.
So, just like in Magic, you get a lot of different cards, and you can make your own custom deck from those cards. And this is the screen that shows and allows you to change stuff. I'm not going to explain every little bit here because it really doesn't matter. But I'm going to make some slight modifications to my deck real quick because I know what I like and I know what I want. So, without further ado, I have my deck set. We'll just start the game. And so, this is the board. So we just drew 10 cards, and I have the option to draw some of these cards. These cards all have fancy abilities and things that they do or don't do. But at the end of the day, the most important thing is just putting the most points down as you can. So if you see in the top left of each of these cards, they have a point value. And so a general rule of thumb is to throw away the cards with lower point values. So this one I'm going to chuck and redraw it. Since I know what some of these cards do, it actually is disadvantageous to have both these cards in my hand at the same time. So even though it has a high card number, 6, I'm going to actually throw it away. And so I'm not going to explain every little step that my player plays or I play, but the key thing to note is on the left here, we have my picture that says Geralt and the Northern Realms. I'm going to move my mouse so you can kind of see. And here's my current score right now. And here's their current score. It's all shiny and got the IV around it because currently they're winning. There's 3 total rounds that you play, and it's first to win 2 rounds. So you just keep playing cards, and eventually you say pass, and your opponent can keep playing more cards if they think they can beat you. Or they can pass and beat you in the other 2 rounds if they'd like. So, the more I'm explaining this, the more I'm realizing this, well, it is one of my favorite things in the game. Might be too difficult to explain quickly, and I do want to kind of wrap this up relatively shortly because I know I've already taken up a full hour. So, you understand the broad strokes of it. It's a really fun card game within a game. But for the sake of time, I'm going to forfeit. So, he beat me.
Well, it's not a game for everyone. Requires an analytical mind. If you ever find yourself in Oxenfurt and wish to play a true master, ask for Stepan. A simple innkeep by trade, but a true maestro when it comes to Gwent.
I'll remember that. Thanks.
So you can play a bunch of different characters in that card game and everything. It's really, really fun, But let's go around the bar. It looks like there's only one other guy here. Let's see if he knows anything about Yennefer.
Looking for a woman.
Like everyone.
Not like everyone. And not just any woman. Mine smells of lilac and gooseberries, dresses in black and white.
2 schnapsies. It'll lift your spirits.
I don't know about it, buddy. I just kind of want to know about my lady.
Don't generally drink with strangers.
Come. I know this to be a vile place. You might down a little glass merely to aid digestion.
Can we cut to the chase? You seen her or not?
Yennefer of Vengerberg.
Never mentioned her name.
Yet you described her perfectly. And once I hear something, I never forget. Can't help it.
How do you know Yen?
How do you know Yennefer?
What a question. Master Dandelion's ballads, of course. The only way a humble merchant might hope to rub up against greatness. Unless, that is, he's as lucky as I am.
And runs into a very patient witcher.
Into Geralt of Rivia himself. The Butcher of Blaviken.
Well, where is Yennefer?
You seen Yennefer?
Deepest apologies, but I must ask. Is this about love?
So you can choose if it's about love or not, and of course it's about love. We're trying to find our love.
Guessed it. It's love.
I knew it at once.
What do you know? Tell me.
Before you appeared, it never occurred to me that might have been Yennefer. Who would have thought?
Get to the point.
An Nilfgaardian scout from the local garrison saw her.
Where?
At their camp. She rode in there. Dark of night. Black and white. Gooseberries and... Yes, I know. Had a terse exchange with the garrison commander and raced off.
Where to?
I'm not omniscient. Ask at the garrison.
Thanks.
We men of the road must stick together. Perhaps one day I'll be in trouble and you'll be nearby to help.
And there we go. So, that's where I'm going to end it today. We found out where she is. She was last seen going to a nearby garrison or a barracks, an army spot. And so that's where we'd be heading. Again, this game is very, very long, and it keeps going forever. Hello! And so I think, in the interest in time and whatnot, I think this was a good kind of brief explanation, a brief introduction to one of, if quite possibly, my favorite game of all time. So, yeah, I'm happy I was able to share that with you, Mama. I'm going to exit the game. Yep. Do I want to... Am I sure I want to quit? All my unsaved progress will be lost? That's fine. So, back to the main screen. So, cool. Yeah, you can go back to small screen.
Very cool.
We'll just kind of end
this.
It's
interesting that there are stories and also places where you play. And the card game is an added bonus.
It absolutely is. It's legitimately one of my favorite aspects of the game. And look at my little boys there. Just all curled up, sleeping tight. So, but yeah, no, I thought that would be a fun game. It's very different from Bejeweled and the other games that we played that are just games, which is perfectly fine. I love them.
Cute guys.
I love them nonetheless, both the games and my boys. But one thing I really love about this game is just how expansive it is, and how it is much more than just something you play. It's something that you watch, you engage in. You get to has a little bit of that pick your own story.
Thanks for sharing one of your favorite games.
Yeah, it has one
of those. Interesting for me to see.
Exactly. I'm glad I could share it too. It has one of those. I kind of like this text-to-speech. It feels a little bit more like a conversation in the right amount. Like, you're able to ask questions, you're able to respond to me, but I still get to be the main performer, the main shower of things. So I think this is a good balance. I'm glad I figured this out. But yeah, I think that's really cool, and I think it's I'm glad that I was able to show that to you. So, if you have any questions or anything else that you want me to kind of address regarding that, I tried explaining when I was controlling when I was controlling the game versus when I was just sitting and watching, because I know that can be confusing too for people who don't know video games very well. Because you're like, oh, a game? You're just playing all the time. It's like, yeah, some games are like that, but other games, have story that you
did a
watch.
Good job of it.
Perfect. Well, in that case, I think we're basically done. I don't really have too much else to show you. I I do want to play this game, so I will, as soon as I turn this off, boot this
This had
up.
a lot of different aspects.
Exactly. It's I think it does a good job of showing what games are nowadays, because this type of game realistically did not or could not exist 10, 20, 30 years ago, at least not in the state that it is now. There were attempts at it, but just technology wasn't advanced enough, and or creativity hadn't gotten to that point yet. So yeah, no, I'm happy. I'm happy I got to share this with you, Mama. So, well, you have fun. I don't remember if you were cooking or not, or if you're just getting the spoils of other people's work. But either way, enjoy dinner, Mama. And if I do go grocery shopping nearby, I'll try and shoot you and or Arlie a text and drop off the cat stuff. But if I do it really late, or if I just forget or whatnot, I'll get it to her some other day.
I'll call you for a minute.
All right. I'll talk to you later, Mama. I look forward to that call. Bye-bye. Oh, wait, we're going to do the fancy, yeah. There we go.
Bye.